This film, Rey is off to meet the legend, Luke Skywalker, who turns out to be a big homeless asshole who's f***ing rude to her.
This film basically destroys everything that made Luke the iconic hero we all knew and loved.
Who is this guy?
Mark Hamill said that he pretended he was playing someone else, that it wasn't his Luke Skywalker.
I read that and I said, what? I mean, that's not what a Jedi does.
Why are these two old ladies giggling on my screen while Luke hides in a cave? What the fuck kind of Star Wars idea is this?
Instead of being the wise, all-powerful Jedi that I expected him to be, Luke turned out to be a bitter, cranky coward. Bitter, cranky coward. Bitter, cranky coward. Bitter, cranky coward.
You know, Disney, just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this.
And totally redeem yourself!
Just like you guys, I finished the Mandalorian finale, and something happened that absolutely no one saw coming. To my surprise, a lot of people seem to be on the fence about this one. Who would have guessed? Star Wars fans disagreeing about Star Wars.
This is where the fun begins.
Unfortunately, Disney never picked up my Star Wars script. If I would have written Episode 9, it would have taken place outside of Chalum Spaceport Cantina, while Rey and Kylo hack each other to death for 90 minutes, and this guy walks around selling death sticks. Spoiler alert, everyone acting in and watching the movie gets respiratory failure. It's called Star Wars: The Last Fuck I Have Left to Give. And while we can all agree that my movie would have made more than Tenet, it probably would have not been able to save Star Wars. I think the franchise is better off in someone else's hands, specifically someone that actually gives a fuck. Jon Favreau has turned The Mandalorian into the answer for all our prayers. Being a reviewer, it's important to always have a consistent voice. And when I said that I could let everything go if they would just do one cool Luke Skywalker scene, I meant it. Seeing it on the big screen would have been nice, but those aren't going to be around for much longer anyway. Now I know there's some people out there saying that Star Wars is just one guy over and over again, and the whole point of The Last Jedi was to expand the possibility that Jedi could be anyone. They're also saying that watching Luke Skywalker walk around and murder robots is gratuitous violence that serves no purpose, and I'm here to tell you right now that we don't care. All the Last Jedi defenders, you got your movie that you wanted. You got your loser Luke that did nothing, never connected a lightsaber with anyone unless he was debating the murder of his nephew. Apparently the point of making Luke a loser was to teach the audience that failure is the best teacher. Rian Johnson, if that's true, then I'm sure you learned a lot from making this movie. I see people defending Luke in The Last Jedi all the time, and it basically boils down to people saying, you weren't supposed to like Luke, that was the point. Rian Johnson decided that he was going to challenge his viewers instead of cater to them. The only challenges that sprang from The Last Jedi was that Disney now has to put out a block fire with a cup of piss directed by J.J. Abrams. I always think back to this tweet where someone described Luke in The Last Jedi as a never meet your heroes moment done on the big screen, and how it made her love Luke more than she ever thought possible. I think now more than ever it's extremely apparent that no one needs a movie to experience that feeling. A moment of huge disappointment in our lives does not have to be sponsored by Disney's Star Wars. Those moments happen often enough in the real world, and the reality of getting sick, losing your job or business or house or living in America is a lot worse than finding out Luke Skywalker isn't a badass anymore. In 2017, you have woke culture screaming that the messages in this movie are somehow relevant. In 2020, I think it's safe to say that toxic masculinity is actually the least of anyone's problems. So whatever commentary Rian Johnson was trying to make about society turned out to just be trendy social media clout bullcrap. I mean, it's only 3 years later and all the women I know aren't worried about toxic masculinity. They're worried about their husbands hanging themselves because the bank is about to take the house.
Every man I know, every straight man I know is like weeping openly. Where is this toxic masculinity? I'd like to see more of it.
Now I'm the type of person that can forgive. I even learned to forgive Jared Leto for playing Joker in Suicide Squad. So if that isn't personal growth, then I don't know what is. But there's one thing I cannot forgive, and that's when Rian Johnson used Luke Skywalker for these terrible woke messages. Nothing you did with Luke truly inspired anyone, and your attempt at his redemption fell so short that it was the final nail in the coffin for the sequels. You tarnished the legacy of Luke Skywalker, and I'm sure you, the viewer watching this, felt just like me, that it was over, that Luke Skywalker was gone, and the only chance of ever seeing him again is just doing some dumb Disney shit as a Force ghost.
X-Wing.
One X-Wing? Great. We're saved.
What the fuck is going on?
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! No! That is not happening right now! No! Yo, this is the best thing ever! Shit! Holy shit!
Now I gotta clear some things up real quick. First off, I love this. It's amazing. It brought tears to my eyes, it made me yell at my TV, and I'm sure you did that too. But this is not what I wanted. In the sequels, I wanted an older Luke that was battle-weathered. I wanted a Luke that could do something amazing and see the answer that no one else could see. I wanted to see Luke completely demolish some stormtroopers and fight some punk wannabe dark side user and wipe the floor with him. I wanted to see Luke show the new generation the power and strength you can obtain from decades of force mastery and skill. I wanted Luke to have a worthy adversary so that we could experience a new height of Jedi vs. Sith battles. And I also thought it would be pretty badass if Luke died in some epic way that brought tears to our eyes, while also appropriately handing over the mantle to the new generation of Jedi, which would be Rey, Finn, and a redeemed Ben Solo. None of that happened. Meet this guy, Jake Skywalker. But a video game came out that was pretty good. Clone Wars Season 7 was great, and The Mandalorian came around and America was ready to love again. Flash forward to the Season 2 finale and Luke Skywalker is running around destroying robots. Now let's see how many boxes that ticks from what I originally wanted to see. Just one. But goddamn, it's a good start. We'll never get the rest of the things on my Christmas wish list, but Jon Favreau came in here and said, I know the fan base is hurting. I know what you guys originally wanted to see. Let me see if I can work something out. I don't care if the CGI wasn't very good. I care that the heart and soul of who Luke Skywalker is present in the Star Wars universe again. That was a million times more important to me than how good the CGI looked or how many robots he killed. So for everyone that thinks it's annoying that Luke Skywalker came back, as far as I'm concerned, this is the first time anyone has seen Luke since 1983. So I think you guys can lighten up a little bit. It wasn't just a quick cameo, it wasn't some cheap scene that wasn't well planned out. I mean, when they said this,
expecting to search the galaxy for the home of this creature and deliver it to a race of enemy sorcerers.
did you really think they were talking about finding Luke Skywalker? But now in hindsight, it seems so obvious. Jon figured it out in 2 years. I cannot begin to imagine what kind of serious finale this man is going to create. I love how we get to view this from Mando's angle after all the shit and people he protected the child from after everything they had been through. They were known across the galaxy as being glued at the hip.
Wherever I go, he goes. So I've heard.
But when he meets Luke Skywalker, after witnessing his power to kill all those Death Troopers, and yet his humble and welcoming attitude towards Grogu, he instantly knows this is the right guy to leave him with. Of course, we also know that Ben Solo kills all of Luke's students, but I'm sure they'll find a way to work around that because no one's letting Baby Yoda go out like that.
Yo, why is he looking at me like that? What's up, little bud? You got a staring problem, pal?
Like what, dude? He's just looking at you. He's a baby.
Look at his face. Dumb little face.
Stop.
Yo, Zen, get your boy, dog.
I love how Gideon is just staring in awe at Luke, like he knows what he's capable of and what he's done. What a great contrast to the sequels where people just think Luke is a myth. I'm glad they made it fun for the audience, and I'm glad Mark Hamill was involved because I'm sure it was very cathartic for him to see Luke Skywalker and not hobo Luke back in the spotlight. I'll never forgive Disney for what they let Rian Johnson do to Luke, but enough heart was put into this episode that I can begin to forget about hobo Luke and embrace the real Luke. I give you permission to do whatever the fuck you want with him now because there's no way it'll ever be worse than the movies.
Yeah, all I want for Christmas is a little bit of sunshine in the snow. It's my cocoa when it's cold.